This is Larry the Barber Man, and today I am with Oscar Torres, the lead ambassador for the Booksy online appointment app system. He is also the proprietor of the page Barbersince98. He's the man that runs it. So, Oscar, welcome to Ireland. Thank you for taking the time to do this interview with Larry the Barber Man. As you know, my interview series are all about inspiration. So basically, I want to, find out where you started in barbering, and then we're going to kind of work towards what you're actually doing now. So, in brief, tell me how your journey in barbering actually began.
Well, I love answering this question because it takes me back to the beginning. So I became a barber at an early age. Came from a household where my mom was giving us our haircuts in the bathtub, When she said, strip down to your underwear, get in the tub, we knew what that meant, haircut time. And let's just say I wasn't really the biggest fan of my mom's skills, So, that happened for years, and then her hairstylist would come to the house and cut our hair. And, I could honestly say I wasn't really a fan of those haircuts, but I got them. So I was 13 years old when I found the inspiration. I found the inspiration in my sister's boyfriend. He would come over and give me and my brother's haircuts. And as he cut my brother's hair, I used to watch, and I'm like, man, this seems doable. I think I could try this. So I started working with the clippers we had in the house. And the first haircut, my mom was like kind of surprised, but she saw potential, and she let me continue to give my brother's haircuts. And I could tell you a really a good story about how I got my first pair of clippers. My grandmother was in charge of taking me to go school shopping, and with the school shopping money, I convinced my grandma to go to a beauty supply store. And then I picked out a pair of trimmers and a clipper. It cost me in total $150. If I can remember correctly, my mom gave me $200 to go school shopping. So, needless to say, my mom was a little upset that I didn't buy school clothes, ended up buying equipment, So she took it from me and she said, well, this is going back to the store. Cried my eyes out. I was trying to, bargain with her, like, Mom, I can make this money back. I just needed good tools. So, let's say a couple days later, I had people knocking on my door for haircuts, and I convinced my mom to let me use the new clippers. And that weekend, I made the money back. And this is like 2 weeks before school started, so I was able to show my mom that it was an investment. I needed the right tools to make the money that I knew I could make. So then, speed it up 2 years later, a girl in my classroom's father had a barbershop. So she told him about me, got the job offered at the barbershop as a young kid. And the way I got the job, he said, hey man, you want to get your license one day? I said, hell yeah. He said, come work with me and I'll help you get your license. That's all you had to tell me, man. So I went there with my mom after school, introduced her to the barber that was going to take me under his wing and make me the barber apprentice. My mom approved, and that was back in 1998. I became a barber apprentice in 1998, and it was something that really changed my life, I mean, not just from a financial perspective, but, overall, making people feel good and look good. I learned in the early age that was an important part, and I took it serious, and it's been a blessing ever since,
So hence the name Barbersince98, because this was such a significant moment in your life. You felt like you had to actually make that into your brand.
Yes. And I could tell you how that happened. Like, So typically, usernames, I always incorporated, the barber in it. So for an example, like the online instant messenger, my name was Oscar the Barber. On MySpace, it was Oscar the Barber. And I was just, when I discovered Instagram, I wanted to not call it Oscar the Barber, but then still tell people that I was a barber. So, I figured, I couldn't call it Barbersince98 or A Barber since 1998. I shortened it up and took off some letters and words from it. Came up with Barbersince98, and it stuck, And now, I mean, people come up to me like, "Hey, Barbersince," and I'm just like, man, it just never gets old. It's pretty cool how, that really became part of my identity, and to build a brand from it, it's amazing.
Okay. So you've actually retired as a barber. You've now taken up kind of like a media and journalist role. On top of that, you actually do marketing and PR for various brands. Tell me why you felt the need to retire from barbering, and you explain in your own words what you're actually doing now.
Okay, so retiring from barbering, it's the way that happened was, when I linked up with Booksy, I first learned about them because they contacted me because they wanted to advertise on my Barbersince98 page on Instagram, and it was a beginning of a beautiful relationship because I've worked with various companies on Instagram, help get their brand out there, and but working with Booksy was different. I was able to introduce it to people. And at the time when I was barbering, I was introducing it to my clients. And I saw the uniqueness of what Booksy is doing. It's helping the barbers really stay organized, and it's helping the clients communicate with the barber schedule, and it's a tool, and there's a lot of tools in our industry that seem meaningless, seem just another ordinary tool, but Booksy's not that thing. Booksy's a tool that's helping people make more money, helping people retain more clients, helping businesses represent themselves in the most professional manner, to people who haven't heard of that business. So, example, on Booksy, it's a marketplace where, a regular person like me and you could go to a different city, and let's just say we don't know any barbers in that city, right? We open up the Booksy app, it gives you the closest barbers in your area. Now, what's that doing? That's bringing new clients to you. Now, how do you get these people to look at your page and take it serious? It's all about how you present yourself. So, my job is to introduce this to people who haven't used it before or who are using it and, need some help or advice on how to make their page more presentable. Me dealing with so many different businesses on this platform allows me to, give people the advice of what not to do and what to do, So, it's been an experience that led me to an employment with Booksy. So, in the beginning of 2016, I signed my first major contract with Booksy, and it's, in the contract, it also required me to retire from barbering to focus on Booksy, and it's been a blessing. My family loves it. I spend more time with my kids. I still can't get used to Fridays and Saturdays being
Off days.
not stuck at the barbershop and having the day go by. And it's just been an eye opener. It's really changed my life, and I enjoy it. I enjoy the feedback that I'm getting from businesses that I help sign up to Booksy.
As well as helping barbers to help increase their customers' experience when they come in through the Booksy appointment app, you also have an interview series just like myself, and you've just recently interviewed Barack Obama's barber. Tell me how this came about and what came of it.
Okay, so just a couple of weeks ago, I was in Chicago, and I met with Zaif. Zaif is Barack Obama's good friend, first and foremost, and has been his personal barber for over 20 years. Now, at Booksy, we're always looking to reach out to unique barbers with really, really unique roles, with unique clients, and Z came up, and I've been a fan of him for a while. Never met him in person until then. So I went to his barber shop. I got a haircut with a barber there. Met the owner of the shop, and met Z. Showed him my Instagram. Showed him the good work that I'm doing in the industry. Told him a little bit about what Booksy's doing. And then I asked him if he was open to do an interview with me on camera. He said absolutely. And I told him, all right, we can schedule something. I'll come back with my camera guy. We could, put it together just for the purpose of answering the questions that barbers would be asking them. The questions that barbers, call the thing of their head, And he's like, yeah, let's do it. So 2 weeks later, I came back to the shop on a Tuesday. And we did the interview, and man, the guy is he's brilliant. He's real sharp with his answers. I mean,
what was your biggest takeaway?
The answer that I enjoyed the most was the advice he gave younger barbers. He focuses on being consistent and being reliable. He feels the skills are vital, but the first two are the most important. The skills could come to a barber that's not consistent, that's not reliable. So I mean, how effective can that barber with skills be? And it's true. So he's very what you would call an elder in this industry. I mean, there's a lot of young up and coming barbers, but let's not forget the elders. These guys been through the trenches. They put in years. I've met barbers who've been a barber for like 50 years. And, they have stories to tell. One thing that I've learned about barbering is that you're never going to reinvent the wheel. But, you definitely could change the ride. It could be a smoother ride, bumpy ride, but that wheel's always going to be there. So, that interview was just, reassuring of, where this trade is and, where it can go. But with the key elements being consistent, staying reliable, those are the key points of being a successful barber.
Okay, so staying consistent and being reliable, that does not only exist on the shop floor, that also exists in one of the easiest, cheapest and best ways for a barber to market himself via social media. These same principles apply. Social media and being able to market yourself has been one of the reasons that's allowed you to retire. What kind of advice, or what would be your number one tip to a barber who wanted to utilize social media to advertise or promote their business or market their business? What would be your tip?
Yes, I like that question a lot, and I like to tell barbers, social media is a big world. It's a big platform where, you could be appreciated by people that probably would never sit in your chairs. Maybe because they're in another country or the distance. But, I really, I can't stress enough that don't lose the importance of your community. Don't lose the importance of the people who drive by your business, your potential clients. those will be the people that you want to market to. You know, I know it's cool to get likes and follows by people that you might never meet. I mean, but at the end of the day, you really need to focus on your community, focus on the people who go into your business on a weekly, monthly basis. You know, I believe a lot of barbers lose focus on that because they want to be the next level. They want to be the next big name. Those people with the big names, half of them didn't plan it. Half of them, that wasn't their target, you know? So while being successful and being a good barber in your community, that opens up doors. So, you know, the advice I would really want to give people is to focus on their clients that come to their business. And if you're going to market yourself on social media, make sure you show them love. Make sure you market yourself to them, because those are the people who are watching out for you. And, you know, those are the people who are going to help you benefit from your marketing.
Okay, so let's say someone wanted to employ you or hire you. Tell me about your service that you would offer to them and how they would find you.
Okay, so, you know, my service is offer hire, you know, and the service that I offer now is brand exposure. You know, I like to help brands who have a meaningful purpose in our industry. You know, if a brand reaches out to me and I really don't see a really genuine purpose, you know, please don't get offended. I have 100, you know, a lot of businesses contacting me, want me to work with them, but I really like to work with genuine companies that have a meaningful purpose and that, you know, help take this industry to the next level. Now, what I can do is, you know, help with, you know, getting your brand to different people. My platform on Instagram, it's a showcase platform. And I just don't showcase the haircuts. I showcase our industry. And it's really been something that I enjoy doing. And, you know, if you have a brand that stands out and you need some help, I can help you out with that. So, you know, you can DM me. You can email me at oscar.torres.booksy.net. Send me an email. Give me a quick description of what services you want, such as posts or maybe help marketing. And I'll respond, I'll reach out to you, and I'll tell you what I can do. So that's pretty much it.
And your parting words of advice to a young barber climbing the ranks, what would that be?
So to a young barber, it's you know, it's if you think you're grinding now and it's hard work, you know, tighten up your belt. It's a long ride, you know. Before you can really call yourself successful, there's a lot of things you're gonna go through. You know, there's clients that you're gonna lose, there's clients that you're gonna gain. You know, at the end of the day, stay organized. And you know, this is another reason why I'm with Booksy, because it helps barbers who are young stay organized. It helps them, you know, keep their clients. So, you know, focus on your clients, stay organized, and good things can happen.
Oscar, thank you very much for sharing your words of wisdom, your time, your knowledge, your services. Carry on doing what you're doing, and who knows where you're going to be in 5 years' time. You've done a fantastic job retiring after 18 years of barbering and still helping the barbering community with your digital media services and consultancy. So I wish you well. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your time.
You're welcome.